We see in our first reading today how St. Paul couldn't help but share the good news to people, especially the Gentiles. Because he couldn't help but share of his encounter with the Lord on the road to Damascus. And it totally transformed his life. Okay? That's why here in our first reading it says, "For I will not venture to speak of anything except what Christ has accomplished through me to win obedience from the Gentiles by word and deed, by the power of signs and wonders, by the power of the Spirit of God, so that from Jerusalem and as far around as Illyricum, I fully proclaim the good news of Christ. Thus, I make it my ambition to proclaim the good news, not where Christ has already been named." So Paul is there to proclaim the good news to the unreached people, those who haven't heard the gospel of the Lord. And so many people right now living here in Canada or anywhere else that they haven't heard the gospel. I don't know where have I read it, that during the end of times, the gospel will be proclaimed to the four corners of the world. Not just through social media. I know social media is doing a lot of that, like we have online masses, but also Christians being bold enough to share the gospel to people. That's why I told the team that I go out with, I think we're around 10 to 12 right now, who would go out and do street evangelization. We need to learn how to proclaim the gospel in less than 2 minutes. So I told them that last Saturday. And that night, I couldn't sleep because I was so excited. I was like crafting how to present the gospel in 2 minutes. I stayed up late because of that. We need to learn how to share the gospel in less than 2 minutes. Because people are so busy. They don't have the time to listen to like a 30-minute gospel from us. And it's good to, when we proclaim the gospel in 2 minutes, accompany it with signs and wonders. If the person that we're proclaiming the gospel is ill or whatever, right? We could pray for healing. And many times, miracles happen. Not to confirm the holiness of the evangelist or the one proclaiming the gospel, but to confirm the word that we are proclaiming. I saw somebody wearing a sweatshirt and it says there, "The gospel is too good to keep it to ourselves." Share it. And the goal is for them, of course, to believe, to receive Jesus as their Lord and Savior. But not just that, but to invite them to come back to the church. Because in the church, they will receive the sacraments. They need the graces that they need to grow in holiness, and also for them to do the mission that God called them to do. So many people out there are hopeless and are helpless. Many people, even though they have a lot of money, possession, very popular, they're taking their lives because they don't find meaning in their life. They need to know that Jesus could give them the meaning in their life.